Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to yet another. I don't know if it's yet another one or a redone or a reshoot. Yeah, so we heard you. You talked. The sound wasn't perfect, and you wanted to hear the best selling.
Yeah.
You're like, no, we didn't hear him. You want to hear him clear. I was like, oh, Mr. Kowa, people love you and they want to hear you more because there the sound was disturbing people and your message was so powerful. I was like, let's find a better place to do it. And here we are again. I'm with Mr. Kowa, but I will allow him to do the introduction again. Huh?
Okay.
So, yeah,
All right. Thank you so much, Fagoda, for having me.
yeah,
It's an honor for me to be part of this big platform.
yeah.
So, as I've been introduced, my name is Mr. Kowa, but I love being referred to as Kowa Nvulule Simon.
Simon.
Yeah. So, I'm a best-selling author of Radiate Positivity, and I've written 4 books now. And apart from that, I'm also a lecturer. I'm a mentor, I'm a personal development coach, and those are a few things that God has enabled me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we dive into the conversations, Kowa, yeah, the size that stuck in me. Oh yeah, so I have one of my friends.
Uh-huh.
Before I was when we did the first video.
Yeah.
Didn't I know that video wasn't good? People complain, so we are doing another one. She was so excited. Then she told me, "You know what I love about that man?" I said, "What do you love?" His introduction. She said the way he
That's a good
introduces
one.
himself. She loves you when you're just starting.
Yeah,
That's
no.
why when you're speaking or you're anyone, she's there. She say, "I can't miss it when he's introducing himself,"
Wow,
and I
wow,
can
wow.
feel it.
Wow, I'm so humbled.
Yeah,
It's an honor to hear such
yeah,
great
yeah,
words
yeah,
spoken about
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. So radiate positivity. That one is very. I'm yet to do a review. I'm
You
finishing my
should.
review. It's
You
coming
should.
out very soon. It's coming out very soon. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kowa.
Uh-huh.
So who is Kowa as a child
Okay.
growing up?
Yeah, Kowa as a child is a person whom I always think about when they say, "I wish I met you earlier." And now I just go, I just go to those days and say, you don't wish to
So
have met me earlier,"
yeah.
because Kowa is a kid who grew up with an inferiority complex.
Yeah.
Was a person who was very shy, and that all comes from the background that I had, coming from a humble background.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents tried to do what they could, but we never had enough all the time.
Yeah.
So most of the things were just things that we were admiring from our friends.
Yeah.
It's just a few days ago, people were going to the show. Yeah, those are the things that we were just hearing, that there's even
There's
a
a
show.
show. Yeah.
Yeah. So you would see your friends coming back with painted faces, and you just say, I wish I was also painted and stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but all that, as the Bible says, that all things work together for good
Yeah.
to them who love God and to them who are called according to his purpose.
Yeah.
I feel all those moments are the ones that have built me to be who I am today, because of those maybe terrible moments that I experienced.
Yeah.
They are the ones that have made me to become who I am today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So you talked of being an author,
Mhm.
a lecturer, and I know you're a student of life.
Yeah. Very much.
Yeah,
Ish.
a student of life, and
What
you
a
just
tough teacher, that one.
and most of your books are talking about positivity,
Yeah.
and you're talking about growing up and feeling inferior as a child.
Mhm.
So how did you find yourself and find this positive Kowa we see today?
2019 December, um, in Livingston, we went for our attachments as a nursing student. That time, I think I was in my, should be second or third year.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that was the time that I was exposed to a lot of positive materials, such as books,
yeah,
and also just listening to a lot of speakers. But that particular spark goes back to when I was working as a janitor, as I was a student.
yeah,
So as I said, I come from a humble background, and there was a time for me to, come up with the fees. I had to work as a janitor, cleaning toilets and just sweeping my fellow students' hostels.
Wow.
So there was a time that I had remained, that time they were calling it block release at Rusangu University, where I did my first degree. Where I had remained behind after my friends closed. So like I was cleaning the ablution. It was around somewhere 16:30, and I was hearing a certain voice because there were these sessions that we had which were called convocations. Yeah, so I was just hearing a certain voice which I really wanted to go and see. Who is this man who is talking? So with those rags which I had dressed, dressed
Yeah.
for work,
Yeah.
I just left everything and then I went to an auditorium which was called, it's the MPH.
Yeah.
And I found this powerful man. You should know him, Dr. Daniel Kavan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
know.
was
Yeah.
speaking to students and he was just encouraging them and stuff like that. And I made sure I stayed up to the end, but I was very shy to see him because I was like, even Joseph, when he went to see the Pharaoh, he made sure that he bathed.
Yeah. It was
I
dressed.
can't see a great man in
Man.
my rags. So
Yeah.
I just heard what he was speaking. Then I went back, I checked him out on Facebook. We started communicating. When I came to Lusaka, we met. So like that was the spark that started my personal development journey. When he spoke to me, encouraged me to be reading books and also to just expose myself to positive materials. That's how I began this journey of just, immersing myself in people's books and just listening to speakers.
Yeah.
A bit by bit, it's something that I came to overcome after some time. Of course, um, these things are not things that you can overcome completely. It's a daily journey.
Yeah.
If you stop working on yourself today, that inferiority still comes.
Yeah.
And when you're an adult, it comes with a revenge, because when you're young, there are few things you worry about. But when you grow, it's like the problems expand also. So they come with a revenge. So it's a daily thing of just working on yourself every day.
It's Avenger.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a game of Avengers. So
Yeah.
they come with a revenge.
So being a student before myself,
Mhm.
I know that as a student, we always have, those lecturers which we love most,
Yeah.
and those we go just because we don't have option. We have to go
Just
there.
because you have to do the course.
Yeah, yeah. If not, if I had the choice, I would never have been going to their class.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you talked of being a student and a gent at the same time, and
Uh-huh.
now you are a lecturer.
Mhm.
I'm sure during that time you experienced a lot of stuffs because you had two lives
Yeah.
at a higher learning institution. This is a place where there's a lot of peer pressure,
Yeah.
people want to show off. So your experience from your student life and working as a gender, how has it helped you to understand some students which you meet, coming from different backgrounds? How has it helped you to just to have good relationship with every student which comes your way? Because every year you have new people, new
Yeah.
spirits, new experiences, new cultures. How has that just helped you?
Yeah, I think one of the most fundamental things that I would point out is that it has helped me to be patient with my students,
Yeah.
with the way I handle them, because I know they all don't come from the same place. They are exposed to different problems, and me being a person who has gone through such kind of things,
Yeah.
it helps me to understand them at a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not just financial problems that they go through. Sometimes it's just relationship issues.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just family issues whereby they may have the money at home but no peace.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I do in my classes to help my students is that of course we first start with a prayer. Yeah, if we haven't prayed, then it's not my class. Yeah, then after a prayer we do a little bit of motivation. I believe a person works better when they are in a motivated phase.
Yeah.
Scientists say that when you are positive, your mind works 35% better than a negative mind. Yeah, and they also say that when you are exposed to a negative word, someone has to come to tell you a positive word 16 times for that negative word to be neutralized. And that's a serious research which was done by Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It's a very big school in the United States of America. I don't know how we can go there now that they've put my Eurobonds. Yeah, but yeah, but so you find that due to the things that I went through, I it helps me to understand the problems of students before they even tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I wouldn't want to stand out like a saint. I make a lot of mistakes in handling my students. Not a perfect man, but I try my level best to understand them at a personal level and just try to help them. Yeah, it's something that I always experiment with when I'm teaching them. I always try a lot of methods to see which one works. Yeah, but at the end of it all, everything that is done is to help them become better people, because they shouldn't be defined by where they are coming from. They should be defined by the future where they are going. Yeah.
Oh, that's really deep. That's really deep. So you talked of finding yourself and becoming positive as a person in the year 2019.
2019 December.
December.
I wish I still remember the day, but I've forgotten.
I know you would have changed your birthday.
I would have changed it to my birthday.
Yeah, you would have changed. And according to my research, I just found out that we have the same birthday.
Imagine.
So you're taking me out this year.
Imagine. I hope you attend the charity session that we are going to have at Kiva.
I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
So me, you can be like, me, just the present. Just give me. There's one book I want. One.
Which one is
One.
that?
Now I'm shelving. So maybe my birthday will help me. I just choose because I have these ones, but there's just one.
No, we'll see what happens. No, our birthday will be amazing. We'll spend it at Kiva. Yeah, Kiva orphanage that side. We'll have a meal. I think it will be nice. Yeah. I hope you'll be there because it's your birthday.
Yeah, it's a must. It's a must. Yeah. So talking of books, at what point did you realize to say, okay, I think I can put my thoughts on paper and can share it with the world?
Well, that took a bit of time. That took a bit of time because you know, the one of the easiest things I've ever done is to sit down and write a book. I think it's very easy, Vagwada. Yeah, right now you can tell me something and say, can we write a book about this? I don't think it can take a long time. It's very easy for me to sit down and write a book. Wow. But the hardest thing that I've ever done is to believe that I could become an author. It took a little bit of time for me to reach a point whereby I could believe in myself that my work would be read out there. It took, there was this time I had written my book and it was ready as a manuscript. And then now we reached at a point whereby now I had to give it to a publisher. Now that time was very crucial because it became a thing whereby I had now to put my book aside for a long time because I didn't have that that motivation of knowing that I can also become an author. But I had made a mistake. That's why there are good mistakes in life. Yeah, there are good mistakes in life. I had told my sister that I'm working on a book. So we were in the Mwami. I went for my teaching practice there. And my sister called me and said, big bro, you said you were working on a book. How far have you gone? Then I was like, young sister, I don't have money. I think you saw Maria during the launch. Yeah, the manager. Yeah. She said, Bro, you know, it's not about money. I believe in you. You can do anything. You are, when I see you, I see a person who can do anything. And this is a kid who was telling me, I was like, wow, let me do whatever I can so that I can publish this book. That's where it all began. Yeah, so it took a lot of, time for me to believe in myself that I can do it. And that is actually the greatest challenge, Vagwada, that people go through. There are a lot of people who have got a lot of talent out there, but they do not believe that they can do it. And that is what holds them back. That's why I say that when you have a negative mindset, a negative mindset will only take you to one destination, and that is where you don't want to go. That's why people die with regrets, because they had all these talents, all these abilities, but because of doubting themselves, they don't go out there and fight. And now there are people now like us who are like, I think I can do this. Before I even finish saying, I'm already doing it. Yeah. And you find that those kind of people who have that mindset of taking action, or putting it in a better way, those people who have a mindset of putting their positivity in action, they are the people who change the world. Yeah.
So, anything great comes with criticism. Yeah, we're just talking of an episode which we did. It was good.
Yeah.
We don't know if it was positive or negative criticism, but like, no, we want to hear the message. And people take it differently. Some are like, no, we've done all the work. But how do you handle criticism? And by the way, thank you very much for guiding me through, because I was like, I will do the same work again. You ain't know how much, but I really appreciate for the motivation and the encouragement to do it again. To continue pushing. But you as an author, how do you just overcome criticism, even when you are criticized as a lecturer?
Wow, that's a very good point. First of all, I should say that I'm really encouraged by how much work you are putting in what you are doing. If it was another person, they would have just said, no, let's. But you are a person who wants perfect things. And I admire that a lot, because it shows that you are going very far in what you are doing. So continue. This is really great. Yeah, you make my work easy. Yeah. So yeah. So the way it is when we talk about criticism, my mentor Les Brown says that there is no statue erected for a critic. But also, there are two types of criticism: the one which is constructive and the one that is destructive. So you need to, in order to deal with criticism, you need to reach a level of maturity where you have an open mind. An open mind does two things. It accepts new ideas that make sense, and it rejects new ideas that don't make sense. So now, when someone criticizes your work, before reacting, before putting your emotions in what they have said, first sit down and understand that, is this truly something that can push me forward, or this is something that can push me backwards? And make a decision from not using your feelings, but using your mind and the goals that you have. So there was a time when I just started as an author. I was scouting out, publishers, and I went to this big publisher in Zambia. Then I showed them my work. That time I had just written one book called Reject Positivity. I showed them the book. They saw the cover. They skipped. I saw them even making faces on their face. So they went to the content page. They said, okay, this is good. And then they closed the book and said, but young man, why did you decide to put your face on a book? Who do you think is going to buy this book? Because you are not known. Why didn't you get a face such as, maybe you get Chivamba Kanyama or Dr. Rosia Siatwambo, then you just put your name below. People would have bought like that. When I came out of that office, I felt very bad. I felt very bad, and I was like, maybe it's not a good idea to put my face. But when I looked back again at home, when I look at my siblings, they feel good. When they see the picture, they're like, big bro, yeah, my bro is there.
That's my
When I go
lecturer.
to church, yeah, this is our church mate. This is when I go at school, this is my lecturer. I was like, for me and my community and the people who get inspired with my work, they really love this particular cover that I did. So I was like, it is a criticism that you can just, you just shake it off your shoulder. Yeah, but there are others whereby when someone tells you something, you just have to pay attention. And Vagwada, you need to have people whom you look up to in life. And those people, when they say something, they usually say it from a point of love. That's why there's a difference from a person who is a motivator. They just motivate you, they just inspire you, and a mentor. A motivator will help, will tell you, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. They just give you that morale. But a mentor will tell you that, Vagwada, if you go in this direction, you are going to reach your destination. But if you do this, this is not a good idea. But again, even your mentors, you need to take time to think about what they say and see if it settles down with you as an individual. Yeah, so that is how I take criticism. Don't use feelings. Don't take things too personal. Think about what you've been taught. Is it something that is driving you closer to your goals or further from your goals?
Yeah, so out of all your books, I want to mention which one.
Okay.
It's just a sentence I'm going to get. I want to know what motivated that.
Okay.
I'll say it in Bemba.
Uh-huh.
There's one book which says Muntu Samba.
Chapter 4 for 20 ways to build your self-esteem.
Muntu Samba na kumaneka.
Yeah. That's a good one.
What inspired that page? That's inspired.
You know.
Because each self just it's such another book. Muntu Samba.
Yeah, learn how to bath.
Yeah.
This one was inspired by, I don't know, one of my students. I'm lucky that I've taught at various institutions. So even if I tell this story, you can't guess who it is. Yeah. So this student came to my office one day. And then she told me that because I do a bit of counseling for my students, by virtue of being a lecturer, you are a counselor. So this student was complaining that, why is it that me, when I just get into a relationship, 3 months, they dump me. Maybe 2 months, they dump me. Is it that me, I was not born to be loved or what? So now when I saw this particular student, as she was saying, I even stopped listening to what she was saying. I was just looking at her hair. And there's a way that her hair was looking as if she was just from, removing her wigs, and it was all shaggy and not clean. And I told her that, I'll tell you the truth. If you just use this thing which is called a comb, and this other thing which is called water, I think you will save your relationship. She felt bad and she went away. But after some time, I think about 6 months, then she came back at Avasa. What you told me worked. Up and now, I'm even engaged with the same man. Now we are even engaged. I was like, wow, I think this is a good title for a book. So I said, learn how to bath. And the theme of that book, we say that to feel good, you must look good. And you don't expect to be taken seriously when you look like a joke. So people judge us according to how we look, whether we like it or not. That's why they say, do not underestimate the power of first impressions. So they say that a fool who is quiet will look wiser than a wise man who is talking. Why? Because it's the power of what? First impression. Down, and it was very sunny. I was just walking around and I said, I think let me buy some shades. And when you're walking in Cairo, you find people who, they are selling shades on a thingy like that. So I went there, they had a camera, I tried these shades on, I put them down. And there were those shades that I loved. They were black in color with like a silver thingy, in the edges and stuff like that. I loved it. When I wore the shades, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was looking fresh and like that. I felt nice. Okay, these same ones. They said, okay, this is the amount I paid. And then there's something that I noticed when I started walking. You know those mirrors that are in Cairo? Yeah. So you are passing, you see yourself in a mirror, I look nice. Even the step, the step changed. That now I'm looking better than I was at first. And then it got me thinking that, but why wasn't I walking like this at first? It's because there was an effect that I had added by putting on the shades. There is a certain confidence that you just gain when you are looking nice. No wonder for ladies, when they are natural, there are others who just love to be natural. But the others who love, to put on some makeup and stuff like, you would even tell the step that, the makeup is shining now, so it's very important, especially for young people. What I tell my students is, I tell them to look at their skin and I tell them that, you see the way you are looking, one day your skin will not be as beautiful as it is looking today. Make sure you bath and look good. Utilize this time of your youth, because you will never be as beautiful as you are today. So make sure that you learn how to bath. As a gentleman, make sure your haircut looks nice, your hair is combed, your clothes are clean, know how to combine colors. Even as a lady, bath, smell nice. If you have those my hairs here, put some edges here. I hear the gel is just 80 kwacha or 50 kwacha, I don't know. But those, don't you like those on ladies? My edges.
I'm sure, but I'm for natural.
Oh, you are for natural.
Natural.
Okay.
We love natural.
Me, I came over it because telling a lady that you look natural. Some
they
of
think
them.
you are stingy.
Yeah, I think I just let them do what makes them happy about
themselves.
Their appearance. That's the thing. So that was the theme of Learn How to Bath. Apparently, a lot of people love that chapter. It's humbling to hear that it's speaking to people.
That's what that chapter is. Where it's a chapter where, whether you've made it in life, you're starting at whatever level you are, young or old, it's always speaking to you.
Wonderful.
Because like the way I'm looking now, maybe 2 years from now, if I dress like this, I'll feel like I'm wasting my time. But for now, I'm very comfortable, because for now, this is good. So at any level, it just speaks to you.
True.
The moment I reached that chapter, I was like, wow. I looked at myself and I was like, oh yeah, I'm sleeping because it was at night.
Imagine even be myself sometimes. I just go through my books, when I'm going through a moment, and they do help me also. So it's so humbling to hear that it's making great impact out there.
So what's your message to the young boy out there trying to discover themselves or trying to penetrate in some ways, especially in Zambia? There are things they say, this is a talent, you are wasting time. I'm among the people, they've been told that, you said, you are wasting your potential, you can do much. You have a voice, but what you're doing is not talent, because mostly in our country, we talk of talent, people talk music, football, it ends there. These other things, they don't consider them talent. If you say I'm a poet, it's now they are accepting comedy and acting. How do you just encourage a young person out there just trying to discover themselves?
To the young person out there, believe in yourself. I always say in my books that always be the first to see the best in yourself, because if you don't, no one else will. I think it all begins with your belief in yourself. And when you are starting something, don't expect to be perfect the first time. Make as many mistakes as possible.
because sometimes we learn from the mistakes that we make. Even as you fail, as you fall down, just remember that you are going somewhere, and each step that you are taking, walk like a drunk man who may stagger, he may walk 2 steps forward, 1 step backward, but he still reaches the destination. I've never had a drunk man who was lost. Most drunk men, they may be drunk, they may be going in a zigzag way, but they know where their destination is. So believe in yourself like a drunk man. If you even drink, I think you can relate. You even know what happens when you are drunk. But the thing is just believe in yourself. And there's a Coach Martha Mutema. She says that you are your first customer. Vagwada, for your podcast to be successful, you must be the greatest. You must be your first cheerleader, your first fan. Like, you must have love what you do, because if you don't love it, the moment someone tells you that they hate it, you also hate it. But if you love it, no matter how people hate it, it will just be something that you love. So believe in yourself and make as many mistakes as possible. There's no one who is going to beat a drum for you that now you can become a great person. We just had is it a 19-year-old boy who was being paid a lot of money by Facebook because he invented that app for AI. Is it DeepSeek? You know, so your greatness is not tied to your age. At whatever age that you are, believe in yourself, believe in what you do, love what you do, and always put a touch of excellence to everything that you do. Go an extra mile. The Bible says if a person slaps you this side, give them the other cheek. It wasn't talking about slaps. It was talking about you putting in more effort in what you are doing. If you end at 100, if people want 100 things from you, give them 150 or give them 200. Put in extra effort. Don't just do things because you want to earn money. Do it to make impact, and the money will just come in. I think that's what I can say. There's a lot, but that is just the stem of it.
So we have a lot to talk with the best-selling author, but everything comes to an end. We can't just continue, but we still have him, and he's still writing more books. So in closing, sir, just want to ask, how do you monetize your talent? How do you make sure that people don't overuse you, or people don't take advantage of you?
That's a great question, Bakwanda. It would take a long time. It would take us a bit of time for us to discuss about that. I can even use this opportunity to say I'm training authors, not only how to write their books, but also how to monetize their books, how to become a best-selling author. And the way you monetize your talent, number one, you need to have self-respect for the value that you provide. Don't cheapen yourself. Don't cheapen your talent. And don't be scared to mention amounts. Look at yourself as a businessman first. That's what I tell a lot of authors. There are a lot of authors who, they've written books and they just pack after their mother, their father, and their siblings read the book. Maybe a few friends bought for Paya One. After that, no one bought. Why? Because being a good writer is different with selling books, because when we go to selling, it's purely business. So number one, if you want to monetize, number one, do not be scared to state value for your work. And the other thing also, find a way to package your talent in a way that people are going to buy. I told you as we were having this interaction that every time I go to class, of course, we pray and I give a motivation. This story I told you about learn how to bath. I've taught it numerous times in my classes. And I can tell you that there's no student who has come to say, Basa, that story is nice, Chizadich. No one. But I decided to sit down and say, how can people buy this knowledge that I teach? Wrote down a book, packaged it nicely in a wonderful cover. After that story, I would say, okay, if you want to know more, you can also read this book. It's going at a 200 kwacha. And someone who buys
the book, yeah.
So find a way of packaging that particular talent that you have in a sellable thing, something that someone can be able to buy. Yeah, I think for the few things, this is what we can say. Yeah.
Well, if you want to learn more, just follow him on Facebook,
Yeah.
TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's Kowa Simon.
So Kowa Nvulule
Simon,
yeah.
Kowa Nvulule Simon, yeah. And if you just want some morning motivation, check it out. It's with TikTok, and you'll find it there. It's just a lot. Otherwise, like I said, we can't continue. So, but today we're going to end here. Hopefully, you've learned something. Personally, this has been a life-changing moment, and I'm grateful I got to sit with him twice. That's double for me. Twice.
Double dose.
Yeah. Otherwise, I have been your host, Ivan Mapeva Gwada. Until next time, bye-bye.